Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today, Rafa Benitez has been announced as the new Everton manager. It's took a while for him to get through the door, but he is finally there. So as always, I'm going to cover it. We're going to talk about Rafa before we kind of get fully into the video. We're going to see what we expect, sort of how Everton have managed to go from Carlo Ancelotti to Rafa Benitez, two big name managers as well. So I'm looking forward personally to seeing how Everton can do under Rafa Benitez in this spell. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. But before we do, make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe for plenty more content coming up on the channel. Let's get into it. Right, Rafa Benitez. I shouldn't have to talk to you about this, man. If you know football, you know who Rafa Benitez is. Rafa Benitez is. Let's be honest. He's a great, fantastic manager who's spoke highly of in quite a number of places. He's been around the block and he's been on the scene for almost 30 years. Not quite the full 30, but he's approaching that very fast. So he did start his managerial career in 1993 against Real Madrid's B team, right up until now in July 30th, 2021, taking charge of Everton. Now, he has seen some standout roles in some very big clubs during this time. Most notably, you've got your Liverpool, Inter Milan and Real Madrid, but for me, one of the ones that sticks out is Newcastle, and that's not because they're a huge club like Liverpool, Inter Milan and Real Madrid. And I'm not saying they're not a big club. That's just the one transition in Rafa Benitez at me that stands out a lot more. But we'll get on to that in a minute anyway. So, its most successful period of management was actually in a very short space of time. It was between 2015 and 2016 when he was at Real Madrid, with a 68% win ratio. However, it was literally just 25 games that he was in charge of before he was sacked due to unpopularity with fans and poor results against the larger teams that he was playing in. So he was getting results against the smaller teams in the Liga, but not the bigger ones, which put him down the table a little bit, and I believe they were behind Atletico Madrid in the table. I think they were about third when he got sacked. So like I said, for me, Rafa Benitez at Newcastle was always one of the things that I'll remember him for. But previous to that, the most notable one that you can talk about is his time at Liverpool from 2004 until 2010. He overseen 350 games, hosting 194 wins, 77 draws and 79 losses, with a win ratio there of 55.4%. Now, in his first season, his Premier League spell wasn't overly successful. Didn't manage to win any domestic trophy, but everyone remembers the success against what I think was one of the biggest European powerhouses in AC Milan at that time. I mean, the team that AC Milan had was exceptional. If you don't remember that, go pause the video and go look up the Liverpool AC Milan Champions League final right now, and then come back to it, and then we can talk about Rafa Benitez. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things that people remember Rafa Benitez is about. Unfortunately, he really was never able to follow up this sort of European success with domestic success. He never won a league title with Liverpool. He was the league runner-up in 08 and 09, and then sort of progressed in decline with the board and results, and actually gave him the worst run in 22 years, which resulted in Benitez stepping down and then following a move to Inter Milan. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to talk through every single club. We're just going to talk about what he's won at each club, because he has won something at most clubs he's been at. So, when he was at Valencia, he won the La Liga in 01-02, in 03-04, and the UEFA Cup in the 03-04 season. He then went to Liverpool, winning the FA Cup in 05-06, the Community Shield in 06, the Champions League 04-05, the runner-up in 2006 and 2007, and UEFA Super Cup in 2005. Moving to Inter Milan, he was the winner of the Supercoppa Italiana and the FIFA Club World Cup in 2010, both of them 2010. Chelsea, he managed to win the Europa League in 12-13 season. Napoli, the Coppa Italia 2013-2014 and the Supercoppa Italiana in 2014. And Newcastle, it was successful in winning the EFL Championship in the 16-17 season. Individual accolades here, we've got La Liga Best Coach 2002, UEFA Manager of the Year 2004 and 04-05, European Coach of the Year 2005, LMA Special Merit Award 2006, Premier League Manager of the Month November 2005, December 2005, January 2007, October 2008, March 2009, April 2013, November 2018, and he was the manager of the month in the Championship on October 2016. So he's won a lot. He's been there, done that, and he's certainly back to hopefully help Everton manage their way through what could be a very interesting season. Now, what we will do is we'll just look at the stats as we always do here. So as you can see, he has that 10-man management. So that they're saying that he's not as good as that man handling around his players anymore. He's still got that level of motivation with 15. He's got 15 player ability judging, so he can tell if a player is good. And he's also got 16 player potential, so he's able to identify if that player is going to have sort of growth or what around them. 19 tactical, 19 adaptability, shown throughout his career. He's been there, done that almost everywhere you can imagine, and he's back for the Premier League where he's got his most experience, and he's certainly ready for the challenge, I would say. So let's have a look here at Everton, see what transfer business they have brought in this first transfer. So not actually anything happening here. No one's actually come in. They're on loan. No one's going out on loan either. So let's have a look at his tactics then. What tactic is he playing? I was expecting some form of tactic there, but no, they're sticking with the sort of regular 4-2-3-1 here. I'd imagine this lineup will change throughout the season as players are fit in and fit out, especially with DCL up top and Carrison probably out wide. We have a look at the schedule. How has the start of the season went off? So they managed to win the first Carabao Cup game and then actually get put out by Millwall in the third round. A good 2-0 victory against Brighton, a 2-0 draw with Leeds, and a 3-0 win against West Ham. I would say that's pretty decent results. Leeds are a very good side in this game and in real life, so I will say very much to that. Now, as always, we will come back with the January transfer window and see where they are, so let's jump straight into the action and see it. Right, we're in February, the transfer window has finished, and still not a lot of business has been done. We've got Almani Toure coming in from Etienne Frankfurt for 7.75 million. Apologies on the pronunciation, it's probably horrific. Bringing in a right back, centre back, and kind of a left back, as you can see here, 14 pace, 15 tackling, and 12 crossing. 24-year-old Malian player. So, I mean, a decent signing for sure. And Harry Burgoyne from Shrewsbury for 210k. What have they done in terms of outgoings? Andre Gomez is left to Nice for 6.25 million. What I'll do is I'll move my little face over here so you can see that. João Virginia going to Chelsea for 170k, and Joshua King going to Zenit for 5.5 million, rising up to 7. Now, the big question, the one that actually matters as my face moves around the screen here, is how are they doing in the league? Well, we're going to have a look at the tactics first. Senior squad, let me move this further up here. So, still playing in that 4-2-3-1. As I said, Calvert-Lewin will go up to top. Takori and Allen in centre mids, or as you would expect. Sigurdsson, Bernard, Rodriguez, Digne, Gbanin, Keane, Godfrey and Olsen. So now let's have a look at the senior squad schedule and see how they've picked up from where we have left off. So we've seen them beat West Ham 3-0. They then go and beat Crystal Palace, Burnley and Wolves. Then a double loss to Southampton and Tottenham, and then drawn with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and then a big win at home to Man City. Beating Newcastle 2-1, a 1-1 draw with Sheffield United, 2-1 losses to both Villa and Leicester, and then a 2-1 win to Arsenal, a 1-0 against West Brom, exiting the FA Cup in the third round, but then following it up with a 4-2 display against Fulham, a 2-1 loss to Man United, 2-1 win to Leeds, 1-2 and 2-2 draws with Palace, and that leads us up to where we are. So we'll have a look overview of the competitions. So I'd say it's a pretty strong start for Rafa Benitez. I'm moving my cam down, sorry about all the movement here. Where are they? In 7th place after 22 games here on 38 points. So definitely at this point, anything up to, I would honestly go as far as saying up to probably 4th place is possible. 3rd place at a stretch, but you'd fancy 1st and 2nd to be out of reach by a little bit. And obviously they could drop down here as well with Leicester and Chelsea on the chase. So as always, we will come back at the end of the season and evaluate how they have done, and yeah, just concluded that part. So we're back. Alright, we're back. It's the end of the season. Let's see how they've got on. As you can see, once, as I said, sticking with the 4-3-2-1 here in the tactics. No surprises. We probably all expected that after the start of it. Let's have a look at the schedule here. I can't remember exactly where we left them off. I think it was the Liverpool game here. So they go beat Liverpool 2-1 away. That is a very, very good result for Rafa Benitez here. Following it up as a 3-0 loss to Burnley isn't so impressive, but then a good little run against West Ham, Wolves, Tottenham and Chelsea. Then a 2-0 draw with Southampton, and then a 3-0 loss away to Man City. Sheffield United and Aston Villa defeated 2-1 and 3-0. Newcastle lost 2-1, a draw with Leicester. West Brom 2-0 and a loss to Arsenal. And then a 1-0 victory at home to Liverpool on the second last day of the season, and a 2-1 win against Fulham. So did they actually lose to Liverpool? They didn't. They won both games against Liverpool. Rafa Benitez here to save Everton for sure. That is remarkable. You've got to say that he's done a good job, and he's finished fourth. He's finished fourth in the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. After the start that Everton had in real life, many thought that this would probably be where they would end up at the season just past. But Rafa Benitez showing that, at least in Football Manager terms, he has what it takes to get them that high up the table, and not bringing in a different squad. There was no substantial transfers coming in the door. There's nothing special. As you see, the top goal scorer was Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 18 goals. The player you would expect to score goals on that side. Very impressive, I must say. Very, very impressed with that and what we've done there. So there you go, Everton fans. Let me know if you're happy with that. Rafa Benitez, you're going to have Liverpool fans disappointed that he's made his way to the other side of the city. But as an Everton fan, at least if I was an Everton fan, I'd be pretty happy with this signing. Football Manager saying you're going to come in fourth after 38 games, 21 wins, 7 draws and 10 losses, and a goal difference of plus 17 is pretty impressive, and 70 points. I'm taking that any day. Now guys, that is going to conclude this video. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one, which is probably going to be a 5-year or a 3-year save with Scott Parker going to Bournemouth to see how he can do. But that's for another time. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.